Today we want to learn how a chiller works. First, let's define the four major components of any chiller: compressor, motor which drives the compressor, evaporator, and condenser. Let's recall the refrigeration cycle to understand the function of each part. This diagram shows the chiller components overlaid on a pressure enthalpy diagram. This is the saturation line. On the right of it, the refrigerant is a saturated vapor, and on the left of it, the refrigerant is a saturated liquid. Inside this line, the refrigerant is a mixture of saturated liquid and vapor. The more you move towards the right, the drier the mixture becomes, and vice versa. Let's start from point 2. Here the compressor continuously draws refrigerant vapor from the cooler. The compressor suction reduces the pressure in the cooler. The remaining refrigerant boils at a fairly low temperature, typically between 38 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit. The energy required for boiling is obtained from the water flowing through the cooler tubes. With heat energy removed, the water becomes cold enough to use in an air conditioning circuit. After taking heat from the water, the refrigerant vapor is compressed to point 3. Compression adds still more heat energy, and the refrigerant is quite warm at this point, typically between 98 to 102 Fahrenheit. Relatively cool water, typically between 65 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, that comes from the cooling towers flowing into the condenser tubes removes heat from the refrigerant, and the vapor condenses to liquid at point 4. The liquid refrigerant then passes through orifices where part of the liquid refrigerant flashes to vapor, thereby cooling the remaining liquid that leaves the orifices at a lower pressure and temperature at point 1. The cycle then repeats itself.